A devotee asks, Revered Maharaj, I would like to know who is it that says, I am a devotee of God?
Now, instead of asking this question, who is that who says that I am a devotee of God, one should be focusing upon, and we have to turn this question towards the questioner himself or herself. Instead of asking this question, who is this entity who is saying that I'm a devotee of God? We need to ask this question. Who is asking this question? Who am I? Or what is the real nature of God? When we find the answer to the question, who am I? Or who is the person who is asking this question? At that time, this answer will be clear to us. What is the answer? In fact, you see, this from the ultimate standpoint, from the Paramarthic standpoint, every so-called individual is the Atman. In fact, there is no individual at all. In fact, Atman, Sat, Chit, Anandam, Brahman alone is existing. Owing to ignorance, this Brahman appears in the form of the so-called Jiva or the individual being. But this individual being is a mysterious entity. Now, to understand this, we have to delve into the main discussions which we find in the Upanishads and in the Vedanta, that this individual being who is actually saying that I am the devotee of God is a mysterious entity. If you delve into this being, individual being, we find that this individual being is gone and God emerges from within him. As long as we don't delve into this individual being, it seems as if this individual being is really existing. But when we delve into this individual being, the individual being is gone and the ultimate reality emerges. So the answer to this question, who is this person who says that I am the devotee of God? This question is being asked by presuming as if this individual being is actually and really existing in an absolute sense. This individual being never exists in an absolutely real sense. It is existing only in Maya or in ignorance. When we probe into the individual being is seen to be not existent. What is existing is God, and God alone is existent. So we should be focusing upon, rather than asking this question, who is asking this question? We should be, who is this individual who is asking this question that I'm a devotee of God, who is making such statement? We should be focusing upon the ultimate reality itself. Who am I? What is my real nature? What is the real nature of the ultimate, so-called, that entity called Ishvara? That should be our focus of our inquiry.
He follows up, when Sri Sri Thakur says, in this age, it is the age of devotion or Naradiya Bhakti, how should I think of my relation with God?
Sri Ramakrishna had prescribed Naradiya Bhakti for so-called this Kali Yuga. And the speciality of this Naradiya Bhakti is that it is Jnana Lakshana Bhakti, as Shankaracharya repeatedly mentions in his Bhashya in several places. This Bhakti should have the Adhara of Jnana, Upanishad Jnana. So Naradiya Bhakti is this Jnana Lakshana Bhakti. So in this Jnana Lakshana Bhakti, it is the relationship between the Jiva and the ultimate reality. The Jiva and the ultimate reality. So this Jiva is it's a fictitious entity. The Jiva, so-called the individual being, is a fictitious entity. And this individual being can have two kinds of egos. To put it in Sri Ramakrishna's own language, either this individual being can have an unripe ego, or this individual being can have a ripe ego. So what is this unripe ego? Unripe ego is the ego where the individual thinks that I am so and so. I belong to this person, or this person belongs to me. I am the owner of this property. This person is my wife, my husband, they are my children, this is my property. This is the so-called unripe ego. And this very unripe ego can become ripened. And when this unripe ego becomes ripened, the ripe ego says that I belong to that ultimate reality called Ishvara. Nothing belongs to me. Everything belongs to Ishvara. All those entities around me whom I have been referring to as husband and wife and children, they all belong to Ishvara. The property which I have, it also belongs to Ishvara. I myself belong to Ishvara. This is the way the so-called an individual with a ripe ego connects with Ishvara. This is the relationship which is a relationship of a very matured kind, in and through which this individual communes with Ishvara in an unbroken manner. This is the kind of relationship which Sri Ramakrishna prescribes for all of us in this Kali Yuga, and this is the way to slowly move towards that ultimate attainment of moksha and liberation.